afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Live at 4. Welcome back to you.
Thank you. Good to be back.
Ray of sunshine, all in pink today. Bad timing. You should have stayed down south for another few days.
Oh, I know. I was in South Carolina. Got back just in time for Snowmageddon. Yeah. And for your last week, this is a big week.
Thank you for coming back to say so long.
I wouldn't miss it. And it's going to be fun. We're not going to be a downer. We've got a lot to celebrate this week.
We'll see. I hope so.
Yes.
I hope so. Here's what's making news today. A big storm is bringing heavy snow and winds to Kansas. It's the same storm that's headed our way. What we can expect in the next 24 hours.
A bill to legalize medical marijuana gets bipartisan support in the state legislature.
The NTSB recovers a key piece of Flight 1282. I'm Chris Van Cleve in Portland. We'll have the latest on the investigation into the now grounded 737 MAX 9.
Let's take a look outside. Kind of a quiet before the storm, and we are making up for a quiet winter. Get those dogs walked now.
That's right.
Jacob's in the backyard. What, we're about 12 hours away yet?
I would say a little bit less than 12 hours from the snow. It should enter our area in about 6 hours, but for the evening, we still are going to remain fairly dry. But we have that alert day for the later portion of this evening through early Wednesday morning. When it's all said and done, we should see around 6 to 10 inches of snowfall, and we'll also see very windy weather. Now, our entire area is under a winter storm warning, and really all of southern Wisconsin is, and a winter storm warning is issued when we expect to see 6 inches or more of snow. So the snow is definitely coming, and it is almost here. Now, looking at the current radar, not seeing anything yet, but zooming further out, here's a look at that system just kind of getting closer to our area. Pretty ominous looking at with this graphic, and it is going to last for quite a while throughout the day tomorrow. So here's a look at the forecast. Maybe see a few light sprinkles before this snow moves in, but for the most part, we're only going to see snow. Now, as we get into the later portion of the night towards tomorrow morning, the snow will likely get heavy at times. Could see a little bit of a break from the heavy snow before we continue to see that moderate to heavy snow back into our area for tomorrow morning. And tomorrow morning is when we will likely see the heaviest of snow, and it's going to continue throughout our entire afternoon. And there is pretty much no chance for a mix of rain as we get into the day tomorrow. So we're really only going to see that snowfall, and it's going to continue into Tuesday evening as well. Finally, as we get towards the later portion of Tuesday evening, that's when the snow will start to break up a bit, but we are going to see heavy impact with the snow, wind, and obviously the roads are going to be pretty treacherous. Now, the good news is that it's not going to be that cold, and the snowfall, rather the snowflakes, will be a little bit of a wet snow, which will cause it not to quite accumulate as much as it could be if the snow was lighter, but this will also cause shoveling to be a lot more difficult. I'll have more details on the forecast for tomorrow coming up in just a little bit, and I'll also have a full detail on just how much accumulation we're expected.
Lots to talk about, Jacob. We'll check back in just a little while. A number of communities have already issued winter weather or snow emergencies.
That as they prepare for tomorrow's storm. Our Jalen Banks has what Madison is doing ahead of the storm. Jalen.
Starting tonight, you may start seeing, snow plows and trucks hitting the roads to combat the snowfall that we'll be seeing and the roads that will be getting the early and most attention are the ones that make up for about 40% of all traffic lanes in this city.
Salt routes. What those salt routes are, those are those major thoroughfares within the city of Madison. So those roads are like East Washington Avenue, Northport Drive, Mineral Point Road. Those are those major arterials within the city. Those roads that are used by like emergency services or the Metro bus for those routes. And we're going to be applying salt as needed and plowing those to kind of keep those open.
Johnson also tells me residential streets and areas will be the last to basically see the snowplows and the trucks. They're going to wait until majority of the storm has passed and to plan any travel plans that you have ahead of time. And he said a good thing to have on your phones or on your computers is to go online and sign up for their winter alerts and their snowplow alerts at cityofmadison.com/winter. Again, that is cityofmadison.com/winter so that you can stay up to date with all the things they have going on in the city to combat the storm that we're going to see. Reporting in Madison, Jalen Banks, News 3 Now.
Jalen, thank you. The Wisconsin State Patrol is telling people to prepare now before the storm arrives. Trooper Jack Barker says the best thing you can do ahead of time is to put together a winter weather survival kit for your car. This includes things like a snow brush, a shovel, a tow rope, jumper cables, and extra warm clothing and blankets. You should also have food and water, a flashlight, and a first aid kit.
Snow means slow, so it's just taking it easy, get where you got to go. Like we talked about earlier, just because the speed limit says something doesn't mean you have to go that fast.
Snow means slow. Good to remember that. And when it comes to getting behind the wheel on snowy roads, Trooper Barker advises drivers to give yourself a little extra time to get where you're going and also allow more distance between you and the vehicle in front of you. It always takes us a little while to get our driving legs back.
The first big one.
That's right. There have already been more than 90 schools, including the Madison School District, that have already closed for tomorrow. It's going to be a snow day for the kids. You can find the entire list, plus track the storm on our First Warn Weather app, as well as Channel 3000. The school closings can also be found at the bottom of your TV screen.
Well, both young boys that fell through the ice of the Sun Prairie Retention Pond have died. First responders were called to the pond near South Thompson Road late Friday afternoon. They pulled the two brothers out, ages 6 and 8, from the water. Lieutenant Ryan Cox of the Sun Prairie Police Department said they extend their deepest condolences, wishes, and prayers for the family. Medical marijuana becomes one step closer to reality in Wisconsin today.
Republican lawmakers introduced a bill today that could have bipartisan support. Political reporter Will Keneally has the details. Will?
So we kind of knew before the new year that Republicans wanted to introduce this medical marijuana plan. We didn't know just what the details were to regulate it. So here's what it would look like in Wisconsin. Now the state would be limited to 5 medical dispensaries, and they would actually be run by a state agency. Now you'd only be able to buy smokeless options as well. Now this is all for medical purposes, and the bill authors laid out a handful of illnesses that would be covered, things like cancer, epilepsy, MS, and terminal illnesses, among others.
I think for particularly veterans and those that suffer PTSD, traumatic brain injuries, so many other horrible effects from wartime, medical cannabis is something that can help not only tens of thousands of veterans, but tens of thousands of cancer patients.
Now, this medical marijuana proposal is something that Governor Evers told us he's agreed to in principle, just as long as there are no, quote, poison pills. Now, we reached out to the governor's office today to see what he thought of this Republican plan, but we have not heard back. We will, however, hear from other Democrats about what they are thinking about this plan coming up tonight at 5.
We will see you at 5, Will. Thank you. The Iowa caucuses will be held 1 week from tonight. It is the first election of the 2024 presidential campaign. Snow and bad weather moving into Iowa prompted Nikki Haley to cancel the one campaign event she planned for today in Iowa. That left Vivek Ramaswamy and Asa Hutchinson as the only Republican presidential candidates campaigning in the Hawkeye state, with just 1 week to go before the caucuses. Both are trailing far behind the other leading candidates, including former President Donald Trump.
As indictments started to come down, I think what it really did is it actually provided kind of a loyalty test to his supporters, right? And so it made more people rally around him and say, no, we really want to protect this guy.
Trump was in Iowa over the weekend with rallies in Newton and Clinton. He called on Joe Biden to release everyone in jail for the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol. In anticipation of a general election rematch, President Biden also invoked January 6th in a campaign speech calling Trump's candidacy a threat to democracy.
President Biden traveled to South Carolina this afternoon to deliver a speech at the Mother Emanuel AME Church in Charleston, where 9 black parishioners were killed by a white gunman during Bible studies in 2015. The president is ramping up his re-election campaign and focused on remarks on American democracy and political extremism. He denounced the poison of white supremacy in America and called out former President Trump for his role in the January 6th Capitol riot.
For hours, the defeated former president sat in the private dining room off of the Oval Office, and did nothing, absolutely nothing. His actions were among the worst derelictions of duty by any president in American history. Losers are taught to concede when they lose. And he's a loser.
At one point, a group of protesters interrupted President Biden, calling for a ceasefire in Gaza. They were eventually drowned out by supporters chanting 4 more years. President Biden said he's been working with the Israeli government to get them to significantly reduce their military presence in Gaza.
An Israeli airstrike has killed an elite Hezbollah commander in southern Lebanon. A Lebanese security official said today's strike on an SUV killed a commander in a secretive Hezbollah force that operates along the border. He is the most senior Hezbollah militant to have been killed since Hamas's October 7th attack into southern Israel triggered an all-out war in Gaza and lower intensity fighting between Israel and Hezbollah.
The White House says it will review what rules or procedures were not followed when Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin did not disclose his hospitalization for days. Both Democrats and Republicans are expressing concern about the lack of transparency surrounding his hospitalization at Walter Reed. The Pentagon said Austin had an elective medical procedure on December 22nd and went home. One day later, on New Year's Day, Austin started experiencing severe pain and was admitted to the intensive care unit. The next day, Austin was transferred to certain operational duties to his deputy, Kathleen Hicks, but she was not informed of his hospitalization until January 4th. The White House Chief of Staff and National Security Advisor were not briefed until that day either.
I'm very much looking forward to seeing him fully recovered and working side by side in the year ahead.
As questions about the timeline swirl, a White House official confirmed to CBS News the president is not considering firing Austin over the incident. Secretary Austin has resumed all of his duties. There is no word yet on when he will be released from the hospital. Investigators are trying to determine what caused a door plug to blow out on an Alaska Airlines flight on Friday.
The scary mid-air occurrence ended without any serious injury, but with a lot of questions for Boeing and its 737 MAX 9 jetliners. More than 100 of the planes are now grounded. Chris Van Cleve has more from Portland, Oregon.
These Boeing 737 MAX 9 jetliners aren't leaving the ground. The FAA ordered 171 of the planes pulled out of service, forcing hundreds of cancellations for Alaska Airlines and United Monday, while investigators try to determine what caused a door panel to blow out during an Alaska Airlines flight Friday night.
Alaska, we're declaring emergency. We're descending down to 10,000, and we need to return back to Portland.
It happened at about 16,000 feet shortly after taking off from Portland, leaving a gaping hole in the aircraft. The force was so great, it pulled off a passenger's shirt and ripped open the locked, fortified cockpit door 26 rows away. Nicholas Hoke was on the flight.
A loud boom, or almost like a mini explosion, happens abruptly.
The so-called plug door was recovered in a school teacher's backyard. The panel is put in place of an optional emergency exit on some 737s.
When they install it, it is really not something that becomes an inspection item. From the inside of the airplane, you really cannot even tell that there is anything different about that location.
Investigators will spend another day poring over the airplane. You can see it back behind us here, with particular focus on that area where the 63-pound piece of the airplane blew out. On 3 separate occasions in the last month, pilots flying the weeks-old plane reported pressurization warning lights, including on January 4th, the day before the incident. Alaska then restricted the airplane to fly only over land while it tried to troubleshoot the problem.
They'll be looking at the totality of the circumstances to see why this happened.
Boeing is planning a safety summit on Tuesday. Chris Van Cleve, CBS News, Portland.
One point of frustration for investigators is the cockpit voice recorder. It has a 2-hour recording window and wasn't retrieved soon enough before being overwritten. Well, if you've noticed more and more businesses asking for tips these days, you're not alone.
According to the Pew Research Center, 70% of Americans feel tipping is more prevalent today than it was 5 years ago. Our Kyle Przorski has looked into this and shows what he found about this tipping trend.
Well, from getting a cup of coffee to an oil change, there's no question tipping is everywhere these days. Looking online, there have been loads of news reports and people sharing their opinions on social media about being asked to tip. Most I spoke with on State Street say that while there's always been tipping, there now seems to be more pressure put directly on consumers.
You know, there's so many things you can tip on nowadays.
Self-checkouts, I don't tip on.
If I'm paying you for the service already, and this is what you're charging me, and it's what it's worth, I don't think I should be forced to tip you, you know, but that's to each his own.
That's just a taste of what I have heard. You can tune in tonight at 6 for my full report on what we're calling the tipping point. And for those of you seeing tips everywhere, there is good news. A restaurant on Madison's near East Side does not allow guests to tip.
Well, you talked to a lot of people on State Street today. Did you get to the bottom of why people are feeling pressure to have to give a tip whether they want to or not?
Yeah, well, so I spoke to a professor of consumer science from UW. He tells me that while there's always been tipping and there's kind of been a pressure for tipping, in the past people would get the tip jar and you'd see that and it wasn't really front and center. But now everyone has moved to cashless where they're not carrying credit cards anymore so that now they can turn around an iPad at any store.
Right.
And it's really front and center in the transaction as opposed to being an afterthought before.
I want to hear more about this tipless restaurant in Madison. This is an interesting trend.
Yeah, so it's called the Sultan and it's located on Willie Street. The owner tells me that they removed the tip option from the receipts mostly because he prefers to pay his employees enough to live instead of relying on the really generosity of ours like tipping usually is.
Well, have you ever worked as a waiter?
I have not, no.
It is the toughest job in the world.
Right.
So I always say, tip your waiters and waitresses and tip them well. Although everybody is struggling today, so it does. Some people do feel a little pressure.
It's top of mind for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And in Europe, there's no tipping allowed.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
They pay a living
That's an
wage.
interesting idea.
Looking forward to your report at 6.
Yep.
Kyle,
I'll see you
thank you.
at 6, Kyle. Thank you.
Well, if you're looking for the latest tech news, Las Vegas is the place to be this week.
We'll preview the massive Consumer Electronics Show when Live at 4 continues.
Your energy bills have never been higher, up 30 to 60% depending on how you heat your home. Andrew Larson here with Larson Home Services. We can help lower your energy bills and make your home more cozy. It starts with a visit by our Dr. Energy Saver team. We'll pinpoint your problem areas and show you how we can help. And now's the time to call with 75% off installation labor, financing for 60 months, and a $100 Visa gift card when you sign up for a Dr. Energy Saver package. Call now because this doctor makes house calls.
A logo can do more than identify your company. It can connect in meaningful ways, energize your team, and inspire your customers. We're 4imprint, and we know your logo on the right product can create moments that matter. With 30 years of experience and thousands of products to choose from, we guarantee your order will be right the first time, on time, and for a great price. Be certain that the right moments will matter. Explore thousands of promotional products at 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
I'm Jonathan Lawson, here to tell you about life insurance through the Colonial Penn program. If you're age 50 to 85 and looking to buy life insurance on a fixed budget, remember the 3 Ps.
The 3 what?
The 3 Ps.
What are the 3 Ps?
The 3 Ps of life insurance on a fixed budget are price, price, and price. A price you can afford, a price that can't increase, and a price that fits your budget.
I'm 54 and was a smoker, but quit. What's my price?
You can get coverage for $9.95 a month.
I'm 65, retired, and take medications. What's my price?
Also $9.95 a month.
I just turned 80 and I'm on a fixed income. What's my price?
$9.95 a month for you too. If you're age 50 to 85, call now about the #1 most popular whole life insurance plan available through the Colonial Penn program. Options start at $9.95 a month. That's less than 35 cents a day. You cannot be turned down because of your health. No medical exam, no health questions. Your acceptance is guaranteed. And this plan has a guaranteed lifetime rate lock, so your rate can never go up for any reason. Options start at $9.95 a month. Plus, you get a 30-day money-back guarantee. So call now for free information, and you'll also get this free beneficiary planner. Use this valuable guide to record your important information and give helpful direction to your loved ones with your final wishes. And it's yours free. just for calling. So call now for free information.
Call 1-800-914-3131 for your free information and your free gift. That's 1-800-914-3131. There's no risk or obligation. 1-800-914-3131. Call now.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
Welcome back, everyone. America's return to the moon may take longer than expected.
Privately owned Astrobotic Technology confirms its spacecraft that blasted off for the moon early this morning has developed a fuel leak.
With power dwindling, flight controllers are struggling now to keep solar panels aligned with the sun in order to recharge the batteries.
And liftoff of the first United Launch Alliance Vulcan rocket, launching a new era in spaceflight to the moon and beyond.
It was a picture-perfect liftoff from Cape Canaveral early this morning with a brand new Vulcan rocket carrying a U.S. lunar lander for the first time in more than 50 years. The lander successfully separated from the rocket, but 7 hours into the mission, the problems were revealed.
It does not appear they're going to be able to land on the moon. We don't know that for sure yet, but it doesn't appear a moon landing is in the cards, and they're looking at alternate mission scenarios if they have enough fuel to carry them out.
The rocket is also carrying a payload of human DNA samples, including ashes provided by the family of Madison Dr. Kay Hegsted. She and her husband loved space. He said she loved being both a Star Trek fan and a visitor to Cape Canaveral to watch many rocket launches.
Well, the first big rally of 2024 sent stocks higher. The Dow Industrials added 216 points, closing to 37,683. The Nasdaq jumped over 2%, gaining 315 points. The S&P 500 was up 66. Well, the massive tech show CES, the Consumer Electronics Show, let's see here, we have some electronics problems here. Opened in Vegas, opens tomorrow, and artificial intelligence is taking center stage.
Jessica Naziri got a sneak peek at some of the new technology.
I'm so happy to be here. This robot from Enchanted Tools uses artificial intelligence to adapt and learn. The company is building the smart machines to work in hospitals and perform tasks like making deliveries. The robot also has unique expressions to interact with human workers.
It was important for us to create a character more than a robot, because we think we can bring more than, technology can be more than useful, you know? We can bring also smile.
The robot is just one of hundreds of products at CES featuring AI, including this robotic exoskeleton that claims to help people run or walk faster, or a bird feeder that can tell you the species of the feathered friend flying in for a snack. Companies around the world poured billions of dollars into AI projects this past year. The head of the Consumer Electronics Association says technology is improving rapidly.
AI will learn about us as individuals and become our own personal assistants, knowing what we want, knowing what we like.
That includes how we like our food. This AI grill can heat up to 1,600 degrees, cooking meat at lightning speeds.
In about 90 seconds, you'll get the best, most juiciest food you've ever tasted.
And Samsung is using AI to upgrade the TV viewing experience.
With AI, you can now watch any pre-recorded content, and it upscales in a whole new way so that what you end up watching is 8K no matter what.
Meaning old video can now be seen clearer than ever. Jessica Naziri for CBS News, Las Vegas.
I'd love to see that
One of
show
these times
sometime.
let's go down there.
Glimpse into the future. Well, we begin strolling down memory lane when we come back.
Since my last day is Friday, it's a traveler throwback a day. Sorry, it's coming up after Jacob's forecast.
Experience, knowledge, and results. That's what you need when you've been in a serious truck accident. Call Gruber Law Offices. We've successfully helped people injured by big trucks for more than 35 years. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Memories matter. This bend on Cox Hollow Lake was one of Dad's favorite fishing holes. Crest Funeral and Cremation Service helped us make sure he's never forgotten. Making it personal. It's how you heal. We are Crest. We truly believe your memories matter.
Don't want your New Year's resolutions to fade fast? Keep your resolutions longer with Willie Street Co-op. Reduce your carbon footprint. Expand your culinary horizons. Improve your skills with new kitchen tools and cooking classes. Nourish your body with clean, fresh foods. Explore products from an array of BIPOC and LGBTQ+ vendors. Willie Street Co-op. Everyone is welcome.
About $100 off a complete pair, frame and lenses. Wisconsin Vision. See more life.
Stella uses AT&T for her internet and mobile service. Abby has Spectrum One. The difference is big. With AT&T, Stella pays a lot more.
I do?
It's $110 a month for AT&T internet and an AT&T unlimited extra line.
Plus monthly fees. Ouch.
With Spectrum One, Abby gets big savings. Spectrum Internet with the most reliable internet speeds.
It's really fast.
Advanced Wi-Fi for enhanced privacy and security. And an unlimited mobile line with nationwide 5G. All with no added taxes or hidden fees. Now you can get Spectrum Internet for $49.99 a month, plus free advanced Wi-Fi and a free unlimited mobile line.
That's a good deal. I know.
With Spectrum One, Abby is saving big. Over $75 a month. That's over $900 in savings. So Stella, what do you think?
I'm switching to Spectrum.
Spectrum One is a big deal. Call 800-872-0180. Visit spectrum.com or a Spectrum store today.
A truck crash can be life-changing. If you've been injured, call Gruber Law Offices. We have a powerful team with the knowledge, resources, and history of results you'll need. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
We'll take a look at this. Eyewitnesses in Florida captured shocking video, literally, as a tornado touched down in the city of Fort Lauderdale, sending sparks flying as it wreaked havoc. Cameras were recorded from multiple angles as the storm moved through, churning up a funnel of flames and smoke as it touched down. Damage to property was reported in parts of the city, but thankfully, no injuries. Officials are saying that this is the U.S.'s second official tornado of 2024.
And my cousin actually lives in Fort Lauderdale, and she sent a video to me because she knows a meteorologist.
Well, you should have shared it with us.
I don't know if they're all the rights. Maybe this is her video. Who knows?
Is that very unusual for them at this time of year?
I mean, typically, Florida gets a lot of these small tornadoes. It just, and every so often happens in a big populated city like this.
Yeah.
Florida actually gets the most tornadoes. They're just all usually F1s and zeros.
And most lightning strikes too, right?
Yeah, especially right around Disney World.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, no snow there.
Nope, but the return of winter.
Yeah, we're going to see about a whole winter's worth of snow and cold over the next 2 weeks. I'll have the full forecast coming up.
Join Dr. Ashish M. Raval on January 11th at 5:30 p.m. to learn about the causes of shoulder pain and pain relief options. To register for the free online educational talk, visit stoughtonhealth.com and click on Classes and Events.
Explore the essence of creativity in this month's Madison magazine. Set your own creative path with inspiration from local innovators. Then feast your eyes on Wisconsin's cheese renaissance. Madison Magazine, online and on newsstands now.
Congratulations to Madison Magazine for earning 9 awards in the Milwaukee Press Club Excellence in Wisconsin Journalism Competition, including top honors for Best Single Story or Feature Design and Best Feature Photograph.
It's a great time to have RG Heating and Air Conditioning check your home's furnace system for safety and efficiency. RG services all brands and installs quality Trane equipment to keep your home running smooth year-round. Call RG Heating and AC today.
There's no telling what the next Wisconsin Lottery scratch game will bring. It's Miss
It's Pac-Man, the new $3 instant scratch game based on the classic arcade game. Scratch each start position in the grid and follow the directions of the symbols. If your path runs into a bonus symbol or ends at a prize spot, you could win up to $30,000. Instant scratch games from the Wisconsin Lottery. Odds are you'll like them.
Your logo can identify your company, inspire your customers, and energize your team. We're 4imprint, and we can help your logo create moments that matter. Explore thousands of promotional products at 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
Your energy bills have never been higher, up 30 to 60% depending on how you heat your home. Andrew Larson here with Larson Home Services. We can help lower your energy bills and make your home more cozy. It starts with a visit by our Dr. Energy Saver team. We'll pinpoint your problem areas and show you how we can help. And now's the time to call. With 75% off installation labor, financing for 60 months, and a $100 Visa gift card when you sign up for a Dr. Energy Saver package. Call them now because this doctor makes house calls.
Join Dr. Ashish M. Raval on January 11th at 5:30 p.m. to learn about the causes of shoulder pain and pain relief options. To register for the free online educational talk, visit stoughtonhealth.com and click on Classes and Events.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Well, here's a look at the system currently right now to the south of us, impacting parts of the Great Plains, moving into southern Iowa and also parts of Illinois. So it is definitely coming. It's going to come in the next 6 hours or so. So here's a look at future track. Snow will begin to move into our area kind of around 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. And then as we get closer to midnight, it will spread into the rest of our area and it will be pretty consistent. Now, there will be a brief break possibly from the snow very early tomorrow morning, likely before sunrise. And then once we get to the daylight hours tomorrow morning, the snow is expected to spread across our entire area. And this is going to continue throughout our entire day. So each part of our viewing area will likely see continuous snowfall throughout the late morning and afternoon, also into the evening. It also will be fairly heavy at times, and it looks like the heaviest snow in terms of, falling snow will be around Madison and areas just to the south and east. But some heavier bands are definitely possible further north and west. It all depends on just how the system plays out. As we head into the evening hours, the snow will begin to break up, and western areas could see the snow stop around maybe 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. tomorrow evening, and then it'll end around 9 p.m. to midnight for Madison and places to the east, with some lingering flurries throughout early Wednesday morning. But by the daylight hours Wednesday, we should see the snow clear out, but we are going to see windy conditions which will allow blowing snow, so travel conditions will still be pretty treacherous at this time. So here's a look at the snowfall accumulation forecast. We're expecting around at least 6 inches for much of our area. Maybe far northern and far western counties closer to La Crosse may see only 3 to 6. And we could see isolated amounts close to 10 inches, especially in the southwestern portion of Wisconsin where places could see over 9 inches of snow. So this is going to be a pretty impactful system as, like I mentioned, our entire area expected to get at least 6 inches. So as we look at some of the weather impacts we are going to see, driving will have pretty treacherous impacts. Walking also will be pretty impactful because the snow will be pretty wet. It will allow some icy spots on the road on the sidewalks too, as temperatures will be below freezing. And the bottom one is important. The clearing of the snow will be a little bit extra difficult because of how wet the snow is supposed to be. Now, it will allow accumulations to not be over a foot, which is, if we did have pretty light snow with this system, we could have seen accumulation that high. But because the snow is wet, it will be heavier, which will cause clearing the snow to be pretty difficult. So if you do have hard conditions, I would advise to take it easy, or maybe just try and have someone else clear the sidewalks or your driveway for you. So here's a look at the timing. We'll see that 6 to 10 inches between tonight into early, mostly late Tuesday. By the time we get to Wednesday morning, we're still going to see the difficult driving conditions, but the snow will likely have stopped. Windy conditions throughout. The good news is that we aren't expected to see quite as much we're not going to see the temperatures quite as bad. So here's a look at some things you can do to prepare for the winter weather at home. Check your snowblower and fuel, have shovels, ice melts, have extra food and medicine, and also be aware that we could see some power outages. Now, for driving conditions, obviously you have a shovel and ice scraper, some food, water, and flashlight, jumper cables. And also, if you plan on driving during the snow, let someone know where you're going in case, you get into an accident and people realize, oh, that person didn't get to their destination, and maybe your phone could get hurt, could get damaged in the accident. So it's important that someone knows where you are. But I also have to point out that we have another alert day for Friday for snow and windy weather. So we are not going to be done with the snow by Wednesday morning. Now, this system will clear out, but we are expected to see more snowfall for the end of the week, and a lot can change between now and then with that system, but it looks like we could see an additional maybe up to 4 to 6 inches. Again, a lot can change with that system, but more accumulating snow is likely. And then take a look at those temperatures as we head towards the beginning of next week. We could have highs in the single digits, lows below 0, and wind chill values possibly approaching -20 to -25 at times. This is for Martin Luther King Jr. Day. So we're going to get a big dose of winter over the next week and a half or so, and pretty much just about enough to satisfy the entire winter compared to what we have seen. We're really trying to catch up to the lack of winter we've had so far.
But take it easy out there. Schools are closing, so we should be okay.
Yeah, and you could check our website for school closing. Yep.
Absolutely. Jacob, thank you.
Thank you, Jacob.
Coming up, a version of Orange Blossom Special that you will always remember.
And then coming up next hour at 5, updated tracking of the winter storm heading our way. We'll have that at the top of the hour.
Welcome to Oakmont Senior Community in Verona. Active seniors 55 plus will enjoy our new luxury apartments, professionally managed by award-winning Attic Angel Community. Call Demery today for a tour and reserve your place at Oakmont.
A logo can do more than identify your company. It can connect in meaningful ways, energize your team, and inspire your customers. We're 4imprint, and we know your logo on the right product can create moments that matter. With 30 years of experience and thousands of products to choose from, we guarantee your order will be right the first time, on time, and for a great price. Be certain that the right moments will matter. Explore thousands of promotional products at 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
The bag is back at Menards. Get 15% off everything you can fit in the bag, from household items and pet toys to power tools and even your favorite snacks. Get 15% off everything you can fit in the bag. This deal won't last long. Hurry in to get your bag and see how much you can save. Sale ends January 14th.
Save big money at Menards.
Pick and Save always gives you more ways to save on top of our lower than low prices. And when you download the Pick and Save app, you can enjoy over $500 in savings every week with digital coupons and earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. With a Boost membership, you'll save even more with double fuel points and free delivery. Discover more ways to save big every day. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Do you have an idea for an invention, but you don't know what to do next? Call InventHelp. They've been helping inventors for 35 years. InventHelp has helped over 10,000 inventors get patents. You can meet with an InventHelp representative who will keep your idea confidential and explain their invention process step by step. And InventHelp's databank includes over 9,000 companies who have agreed to review new ideas. Take action and get the help you need from InventHelp.
800-550-5543.
Welcome to Oakmont Senior Community in Verona. Active seniors 55 plus will enjoy our new luxury apartments, professionally managed by award-winning Attic Angel Community. Call Demery today for a tour and reserve your place at Oakmont.
New at 5, 2 local children fell through ice over the weekend with dire consequences. We speak with their family on the devastating tragedy.
A major winter storm has southern Wisconsin in its crosshairs on Tuesday and Tuesday night for heavy snowfall of half a foot or more. An alert day is also in the forecast for another possible storm on Friday. At 5, I'll have the latest on both storms.
And head at 6, who deserves to get tips? We dive into the expanding tipping culture. Find out why one restaurant has banned tipping altogether tonight at 6.
Giving the weather satellite a spin, we end up in Houston. It's the NRG Stadium, the site of tonight's championship football game between the Michigan Wolverines and the Washington Huskies. Outside is 75 degrees.
What's it inside?
Probably 75 degrees.
Yeah, that's a nice stadium. Well, for the past year and a half, we've been dusting off our archives and sharing some of Mark's traveler reports on our Traveler Throwback Thursdays. Well, as we said at the top of the show, this is Mark's last week, so we have a traveler throwback each day of the week this week for you.
Indeed we do, and we are not fiddling around here. Well, actually we are.
Every day they come filing in, fiddles in hand. They range in age from 3 to 13, and the unusual thing about the Fairfield Fiddle Farm in rural Baraboo is that these students can't wait to practice. They can't wait to play their fiddles. Credit instructor Charles Hall for this. He makes playing the fiddle fun.
Technique is great and scales and arpeggios, but if you don't go for the music, you just don't get there. The technique will come along. In fact, it's a desire to make good music that leads you to develop your technique.
It's fun.
What's fun about it?
Just playing it.
Was it your idea to play this?
To me, a teacher's main role isn't his method or how he teaches, but it's to keep the student excited about the subject.
Hall played with the Chicago Youth Symphony when he was 18 years old, but he never turned professional or even gave a music lesson until he moved here 7 years ago. But his techniques are successful. You can tell that when a 4-year-old picks up a violin and starts playing it.
They'll do things on the fiddle if they know it's a part of Orange Blossom. If you gave it to them as an exercise, they'd do it 3 times. Because it's Orange Blossom, they'll do it 1,000 times.
What song do you like best?
Orange Blossom Special.
Well, what I get out of it, that when I'm dead and gone, I'll have hundreds of children that can play music. And musicians through music, even a greater goal than the fun of playing music is that it creates good people out of these children.
Mark Kane, News 3, traveling in Baraboo.
Wow, they sounded really
They
good.
are not bad at all.
I hope some of those kids were watching tonight.
Well, yeah, they'd be 50s, late 40s, 50s.
Usually, you hear from a lot of people when we air these travelers.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
that they see themselves on
we
the
had the
air.
little bakers from Dodgeville, and one of the bakers' mothers wrote to me. The little one grew up and now is working at American Family Insurance.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, that's amazing. I think we're going to have the same thing today. Maybe they can bring their fiddles.
So.
Yeah, do an encore.
Well, there were some big winners at last night's Golden Globe Awards.
And some big snubs. Our Will Loper has all the highs and lows when Live at 4 continues.
Family-owned Brothers Maine knows choosing appliances for a remodel or new build can be exciting and overwhelming. Our experienced staff has experienced it all as we've guided thousands of area families through appliance selection. Brothers Maine has a larger inventory and low-price deals that consistently beat competitors, including Big Box. You heard me, Big Box can't beat our prices. From sales to install, Brothers Maine does it all. Feel great about your purchases and feel like family at Brothers Maine.
These are the faces that smile so wide at the friends and staff who are by their side, where life is lived with a feeling of pride on every bump of life's great ride. that comes from the care that sweetens the air that lives in the house that angels built. Attic Angel Community. Independent homes and 4 levels of assisted living built with the help of angels.
Thousands of people are switching to Spectrum Internet.
We count on Spectrum Internet and the advanced Wi-Fi to always keep us connected and protected.
It's so reliable and fast.
Ever since we switched to Spectrum Internet, our daughter's curiosity has a new spark.
Now we're saving a ton.
Amazing.
Switch to super fast Spectrum Internet with the most reliable internet speeds for $49.99 a month with no added taxes or fees, plus free advanced Wi-Fi and no data caps. Call 833-391-4999 or scan to call.
Call now.
Have Medicare and Medicaid? iCare's dual eligible special needs plans offer an $1,800 annual allowance for eligible groceries and more. Rest easy. iCare is looking out for you and your health.
Your logo can identify your company, inspire your customers, and energize your team. We're 4imprint, and we can help your logo create moments that matter. Explore thousands of promotional products at 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
Do you feel stuck in a cold and drafty home? Well, there's a better solution than just turning up the heat. Because heating your home is by far the most expensive part of your energy bills. At USA Insulation, we fix cold homes. Most houses are built with builder's grade insulation. So when we fill your walls with our high efficiency foam, your house stays warm without turning up the heat, which saves you a lot of money. And right now, we can insulate your home for as little as $99 per month.
USA Insulation.
They are some of the hottest videos on social media. Those videos claiming to instantly get rid of bags under your eyes. Annette Figueroa is here to tell us why she says this one is for real.
This one is for real, and what it does is it tightens and lifts the appearance of bags underneath your eyes. And not only does it work on the bags, it works on the appearance of crow's feet, fine lines, and wrinkles.
Try it this new year for only $14.95. Plus, get free shipping. Visit plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
It's time for your first warn traffic. We are seeing quite a bit of a slowdown on the eastbound beltline. So zooming a little closer in, it looks like speeds are down below 30 miles per hour, pretty much all the way from the 151 to the interstate. So just be aware that the times are likely kind of pretty high right now. So yeah, up near 30 minutes from all the way from University Avenue to the interstate. But the westbound beltline is good, and we're also looking pretty good beyond that slowdown on the eastbound beltline. And that's your first warn traffic.
Jacob, thank you. Our revamped Golden Globe Awards served as the unofficial kickoff of the award season last month.
Our film critic Will Loper has a list of the winners and those who were snubbed in the Loper Report.
Hey, Mark and Susan. Award season is in full swing. Thank you speeches are in the air, as well as long walks to the stage, and a host who may have made a mortal enemy of Taylor Swift.
Big difference between the Golden Globes and the NFL. On the Golden Globes, we have fewer camera shots of Taylor Swift. I swear. There's just more to go to here.
Yes, comedian Joe Coy hosted the 81st Golden Globes, with jokes missing more than they hit, and going off script, Joe Coy blamed his writers.
Yo, I got the gig 10 days ago. You want a perfect monologue? You're kidding me, right? Slow down. I wrote some of these, and they're the ones you're laughing at. Look.
As far as awards go, Oppenheimer and Succession were the big winners of the night.
Excited to get into this knife fight?
Let's blow it up. HBO's Succession picked up 3 acting awards for Sarah Snook, Matthew McFadden, and Kieran Culkin.
Thanks to Succession, I've been in here a couple times. It's nice, but I sort of accepted I was never going to be on the stage, so this is a nice moment. Suck it, Pedro. Sorry.
As well as Best TV Series Drama.
It's a team effort, this show, which is one of the reasons it's so lovely to do.
Meanwhile, it was Hulu's The Bear that dominated the comedic side of TV, with 2 acting wins for Jeremy Allen White and Iowa Debris.
Yeah, I'm really, really grateful. If I forgot to thank you, I'm sorry. Unless you were mean or something. Okay, bye, thank you.
The Bear also won for Best TV Series Comedy.
Most importantly, thank you to the entire restaurant community. You know, we play these characters for a couple of hours a day, for a couple of months out of the year, but this is y'all's reality, the highs and the lows. So thank you for embracing us while we, tell this story.
Netflix's Beef won limited series and the 2 acting awards.
You know, our show is actually based on a real road rage incident that actually happened to me, so I'd be remiss not to thank that driver. Sir, I hope you honk and yell and inspire others for years to come.
Barbie ended up being one of the biggest snubs of the night. The film was nominated for 10 awards, but only received wins for 2, Best Song and the newly created award, Cinematic and Box Office Achievement.
Thank you. We would like to dedicate this to every single person on the planet who dressed up and went to the greatest place on earth, the movie theaters.
The film Poor Things surprised, winning in the comedy film category instead of Barbie, and Emma Stone beat out Margot Robbie for Best Female Actor in a Comedy Film.
I am finding being alive fascinating.
Killers of the Flower Moon picked up Best Female Actor in a Motion Picture Drama for Lily Gladstone, who made history as the first Indigenous person to win Best Actress at the Globes, and Gladstone gave one of the best speeches of the night.
This is an historic win. It doesn't belong to just me. I'm holding it right now. I'm holding it with all of my beautiful sisters and the film at this table over here, and my mother, Tansu Cardinal.
And Oppenheimer was the big winner of the night, winning 5 awards, including Best Director for Christopher Nolan, Best Actor for Cillian Murphy, Supporting Actor for Robert Downey Jr., Best Score, and the big one, Best Motion Picture Drama.
What's so clear is that what we do is collaboration, and that's amazing, and it's exciting, and I find that to be completely magical.
Next week, award season continues with the Critics' Choice Awards, where a certain Wisconsin film critic will be in attendance. Until then, for Live at 4, I'm Will Loper.
And he's that certain Wisconsin critic that'll be there.
That's right. I've got a lot of things to see.
Catch up.
Yep.
Well, final check of your forecast coming up.
Join Dr. Ashish M. Raval on January 11th at 5:30 p.m. to learn about the causes of shoulder pain and pain relief options. To register for the free online educational talk, visit stoughtonhealth.com and click on Classes and Events.
Salonpas, makers of powerful pain relief patches for 89 years, believes in continuous improvement, like rounded corners that resist peeling, with an array of active ingredients and sizes to relieve your pain. Salonpas, it's good medicine.
Have you heard? Tempur-Pedic sleep is better sleep. With innovative memory foam developed by NASA, Tempur-Pedic mattresses reduce motion transfer, which means less tossing and turning so you can sleep undisturbed through the night. But which Tempur-Pedic is right for you? Come to Denver Mattress and test for yourself. Or get a $300 gift when you purchase any qualifying Tempur-Pedic. And rest easy knowing it's backed by our 365-night better sleep guarantee. Shop Denver Mattress today, your Tempur-Pedic elite retailer.
Need life insurance? SelectQuote found Jacob 40, a $500,000 policy for only $19 a month. And SelectQuote found his wife Wendy a $500,000 policy for only $17 a month.
Our secret? At SelectQuote, we aggressively comparison shop up to 10 highly rated companies to find you the company with the best rates. Why pay more? Give your family the security they need at a price you can afford. SelectQuote. We shop, you save.
Join Dr. Ashish M. Raval on January 11th at 5:30 p.m. to learn about the causes of shoulder pain and pain relief options. To register for the free online educational talk, visit stoughtonhealth.com and click on Classes and Events.
A winter storm will affect us on Tuesday, and an alert day is in the forecast for Friday for more snow. At 5, I'll tell you what to expect from both storms.
And 2 local children fell through ice over the weekend with dire consequences. We speak to their parents coming up next.
Tonight at 6, to tip or not to tip. If you're unsure, you're not alone. I'm talking with people on State Street to see if tipping has gone too far.
I think it has gotten a little bit out of hand.
Plus, find out why one local business has tossed out tipping altogether. Tonight on News 3 Now at 6.
Here's one final look at your forecast. We are going to have 2 alert days, one for tonight through early Wednesday, and then again on Friday. Now for the system tomorrow, we are expected to see continuous snowfall throughout the day. Total accumulations will likely be above 6 inches for a lot of our area. Some areas could see close to 10 inches. As we get into Friday, that system, a lot is still up in the air with that system, but we could see more accumulating snow and also windy weather. After that system moves through, temperatures are going to plummet with highs in the single digits and lows below 0 to start next week. We also are going to continue to see the breezy weather, so the wind chills could be approaching -20 to -25 degrees at times. So this will easily be the coldest weather of the season so far, just after easily the most snowfall of the season so far.
That's it. I'm out of here. Done. Tomorrow, you're live for It's an Alert Day. We'll have the latest on the year's first major snowstorm.
We'll have reporters in the field telling you everything you need to know about road conditions and closures. That's tomorrow on Live at 4.
This is Matt Gunderson. It still hits me every time TAPS is played. We're honored to serve those who served. An eligible Veterans Life Celebration includes honors recognizing their dedication and selfless service, including uniform and medal displays.
The bag is back at Menards. Get 15% off everything you can fit in the bag, from household items and pet toys to power tools and even your favorite snacks. Get 15% off everything you can fit in the bag. This deal won't last long. Hurry in to get your bag and see how much you can save. Sale ends January 14th.
Save big money at Menards.
Come on, Michael, come on. Catch the ball! Huddle up! Do you need to get your eyes checked? Well, actually, here's the play. Stanton Optical makes glasses in 30 minutes. It's easy on 3. 1, 2, 3. Easy! Hut! Come on, Michael, you got this? Come on, turn! Michael, catch! I can see! You did it! I did it! 30-minute glasses? Now that's an easy play. Stanton Optical. Easy's our thing.
Real cases, real results. If you've been seriously injured, call Gruber Law Offices today. One call, that's all.
Alien tape is strong enough to hold this fishbowl on a moving car. Just peel and stick and make anything stay in place quick. A wooden shelf, a basket to glass, rugs to the floor, and so much more. Alien tape sticks to brick, pavers, marble, tile, plastic, even leather. Nothing works better. Alien tape secures in seconds, then twist, pull, and rinse to reuse. You're dying to try it. Here's your chance to buy it.
Call 1-800-490-1347 or go to tryalientape.com. That's 1-800-490-1347.
Your logo can identify your company, inspire your customers, and energize your team. We're 4imprint, and we can help your logo create moments that matter. Explore thousands of promotional products at 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
In today's Final Touch, they released a new record on the ice.
They reached
a new record. Not released. In Hershey, Pennsylvania.
It's my team, I'm sorry. Not concerning hockey, though, rather charity. In the Lehigh Valley Phantom Jersey Bears game, Hershey's they scored the first score, and that unleashed the Hershey Bears
to
a record 74,599 bears and stuffed animals collected.
Oh, I love this.
This surpassed the club's previous hockey world record of 67,309 collected in 2023. Since 2001, the Jersey annual giant teddy toss has collected more than 400,000 bears. The collected bears will now be donated to over 35 local charities through the Hershey area.
Oh, that's so great. You can't even skate. There's so many on the
You
ice.
gotta wait for the first goal and then boom.
Love it.
All right, that's our time for now. Thanks for watching. We'll see you back here again tomorrow. News for Now at 5 starts right now.